So the third little sewing machine toy that I got from the collection is this Model 20 with the no, this is marked Model JI motor on it, J1. Anyhow, and it is missing the wiring, so the wiring is all rotted out of it. So I guess first things first, we'll take the motor off and find out if the wiring is, or if the motor is any good, or if that's why it was. But also, the sewing machine itself is incredibly stiff, so this is going to have to get pulled apart and checked pretty extensively. So I think first things first, we'll tip it up and peel that old felt off, and get our that screw comes out, and then and there's the set screw that holds the crank on also holds a guard. So now, yeah. You've got to take the crank off to get the motor out. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to get some penetrating oil and start this moving because it's stiff, and this pin isn't going to come out while it's stiff. Alright, so I was able to creatively lift the little 20 off of this motor base. So with the machine off the motor base, now let's get our motor free so we can get to work on that. It looks like this is a rubber. Yep, this is a plastic or rubber nut. Yeah, so presumably this is also a plastic or rubber nut that holds the motor down. Yep, that is another plastic or rubber nut. And now the motor lifted out. And you'd think I would be better at remembering that there is always a bunch of washers just raring to escape, but okay. Oh, and this pair of nuts is loose, so the motor is set up with this long piece on the bottom and then a screw and a nut on the top, and that's what holds the two halves together. And we're gonna have to open this up to get in there, so let's and And I'm going to have to replace this tire, and this doesn't turn very well anyway, so I think this whole bracket with the drive tire on it is going to get dipped in the oil bath like a sticky bobbin winder. And then it will be able to there. Okay. Since there's a nut here that's loose, then we can get that out. Oh yeah. Excellent. There, that will clean much better in the bath. I'll have to check what size this is and get a piece of radiator hose or something to... Although this is actually still quite soft, this rubber. Huh. Although it's cracking as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Oh, and it's... There we go. It's slipped free now, so... Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to replace that. So... into the oily soak. Now, here's our long top pin, and then the bottom here was loose, and that shouldn't be loose. But that's that. Unfortunately, this housing is round, so it's going to be an exciting setup to realign. Now, there we go. One half, it's all set in there now. Oh, this is a brushless motor. It's a AC only motor. Okay. Excellent. There we go. So I can get the entire coil out without any issues. I do, however, have to get the... do have to carefully get to both ends of the coil. And yeah, the wire is incredibly rotted, so... that'll take some surgery to see what we can do about that. But it's otherwise in good shape, it looks like, so. Alright. Well, I'm going to just set those two halves back together. Good thing is it's got oil holes, so you can make sure that you got both sides facing up. And then I'm going to have to set up to do surgery on this coil to get new leads attached to it. This wire is all so rotten. Okay, well, I'll have to find the tails out of my coils, because I think this is supposed to have a tail in it, a wire to connect to, and it's not. Good grief. Alright, well, maybe this coil is completely toasted.